have 4 brothers. And it was, you know, she barely had time to do anything. I don't remember, maybe I was talking to Roxy or somebody, but, you know, a lot of times what happens is they're just going through the motion and doing what they have to do in order to make it right. How many kids did you have in your families, everybody? How many did you have?
10.
10? And your mom was out in nature having you listen to sounds?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a heck of a mommy. My mom was cooking, cleaning, and then fell in bed exhausted, you know, with the 5 kids. It's amazing. You know, the one thing she always said, though, is that my brothers were more fun than I was. Aww. She said boys are more fun. Isn't that interesting? It's true. It is true. They are more fun, right? Anyway, so today, oh, look at the girls are disagreeing. Anyway, so what I wanted to have us do today is honor mothers, but also honor the divine feminine within us, because we have that part in us, and in our society, you know, we have not really honored nature and what is out there for us. And as Barbara said, which is perfect, I'm so glad you shared that, because it allows us to connect to the earth. It allows us to connect to ourselves. There's a yoga pose, and it's just called the mountain pose. And you stand and you honor the Mother Earth, and you just feel yourself on the earth. So I was looking up something here, and Roxy actually has a great, and I love this, she has a great saying that was written by, and we'll find it, here it is, about the divine feminine, our mother. I love this. You just found it on the internet? Our mother who art within us, each breath brings us to you. Thy wisdom come, thy will be done, as we honor your presence within us. You give us this day all that we need. Your bounty calls us to give and receive all that is loving and pleasurable. You are the courage that moves us to be true to ourselves, and we act with grace and power. We relax into the cycles of birth, growth, death, and renewal. Out of the womb, the darkness, the void, comes new life. For you are the mother of all things. Your body is the sacred earth, and our bodies. Your love nurtures us and unites us all, now and forevermore. And there's a beautiful picture of a woman dancing. When you feel you are being moved by the creative spirit, you are in fact being moved by the divine feminine. Isn't that beautiful? I love that. So with that, today we're honoring our ancestors, and we're honoring our grandmothers, we're honoring you know, those that have gone before us. And my mom said something, I was talking to her on Tuesday, and I haven't thought about this before, and probably you haven't either. She talked about how it used to be when our grandmothers and when they were growing up, that they did not have washing machines. They did not have microwaves. They did not have all the things that we have now. So they would sit there, and do you remember these days? I'm probably not the only one. But remember putting laundry out on the, hanging them up on the clothesline, right? Okay? And now it's like everything goes in the dryer. Or remember how, you know, when we were growing up, you didn't buy clothes, your parents made them. And I remember, your mom didn't make them, huh?
No, sewing wasn't her strong suit.
Oh, okay. Well, my mom and my grandma would make us all little matching dresses, so that's a memory I have. We'd be running around on Easter, and we'd all be little matching girls. It was very cute. But the other thing she said just everything. I mean, there wasn't television, there wasn't, and people would go to family gatherings, and they weren't looking at their iPhone. They actually spoke to each other, and that families came together, and they had dinner together. So it's really looking at all of that and being aware that they had a lot of hardship. And then you look at where they were when they were in the world and how they created all this ease for us. And that's pretty much what my mom and I were talking about. But the one story, I'll never forget, my grandma told me this. You probably all have funny stories, right? She grew up on a farm in South Dakota. And her grandfather, her dad was German. So he's very strict, you know, and he would be yelling for the girls to get up in the morning, and they would take their shoes, and they have the bed, and they have like a wooden floor, and they would go boom, 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 boom with their shoes so they could sleep another 10 minutes, because then they thought, the dad thought that they were getting up, and she goes, and then, you know, we just kept doing that, and then we could sleep a little bit longer because he thought we were up getting dressed, and I thought, oh my gosh, that is such a cute story. I just remembered that just now. Isn't that fun? But today I wanted to have us do I found a really cool meditation on the Divine Feminine, on the Divine Mother. And it's about thinking about those memories. You know, EJ has memories of his mother singing, and all of your mother communing with the tree, and I don't know what Mark has, but your mom making you, cooking for you. That's the memory I have a lot of, is my mom cooking and making dinners, you know, for all of us. So it was great. So we're going to do a meditation to honor that part within us and to commune with that within us that we normally don't take time to do. And it's called Meditation on the Divine Mother. So go ahead and get comfortable, and we are in a quiet place. And have yourself, you know, mentally surround yourself with a zone of silence as if you have drawn a veil. So imagine there's a veil between you and the world. So in this space, gradually begin to slow the rhythm of your breath. And as you inhale, then exhale, and let your breath carry you deeper and deeper within. As the distractions of everyday life fall away, let your awareness drop down into the inner chamber of your heart. So feel that. Next, imagine that you find yourself walking along a pathway that leads you further and further away from civilization and deep into the heart of a primeval forest. As you follow this trail, imagine that you are winding around and among trees that are hundreds of years old. Flowers carpet the ground and birds sing. In the distance, you hear the muffled roar of the ocean waves, rising and falling like music. Your heartbeat, your breath, and the ocean waves keep time with the rhythm of nature. Soon the path you are on brings you to a tiny, crumbling stone sanctuary, a place so old and hidden it has been forgotten by time. Thickly covered with vines and gnarled branches, it is clear that no one entered this chapel in centuries, perhaps even thousands of years. Intuitively, you sense that something mysterious, yet deeply familiar, lies within this ruin of a forgotten shrine. Slowly, you push open the door and enter. As you open the door, something old and timeless opens within your soul as well. Once across the threshold, you find yourself immersed in an atmosphere that is sacred and holy. Vaulted ceilings arch over a rough stone altar at the front. Candles are burning, and there is a smell of fragrant incense. On an altar stands a statue of the female deity, the goddess. Her face is so old and dark with time, the lines on her body so worn from the touch of praying hands that you cannot even tell what religion she belongs to. She is simply the mother, God as a woman, the one to whom the world turns in all its grief and suffering. She is Sophia, Kuan Yin, Mary, Sarah, Fatima, White Buffalo Woman, Isis, Sita, Inanna, and Demeter. She is all the feminine faces of God, but she is more than that. She is the mother of life itself. Kneeling before her in reverence, you bow your head in prayer. Immediately you are embraced by her being, and the cares and the worries of the world fall away, soothed by her loving acceptance of all your human faults and frailties. Entering even more deeply in your meditation, the statue you were praying before suddenly comes alive as a real being, and now you find yourself before the mystery of the living mother of all creation. As she comes to life, the chapel fills with warm and golden light. Now the face of the ancient mother becomes animated with feeling. Seated before her, you gaze into each other's eyes. She penetrates your soul with a glance that loves you to the core of your very being. Emotions of sweetness, mercy, and loving forgiveness emanate from her, sweeping over you in waves of bliss, healing all the parts of you that are hurt, broken, and wounded. Held within her arms, taken onto her lap, you become like a little child with its mother. You touch her hair, her face, in loving affection, and feel her loving affection for you in return. Going more deeply into this experience, you begin to feel as if the body of the ancient mother is the gateway to the body of creation itself. Going beyond her form, you enter into a communion with the body of the earth, all her creatures, trees, oceans, rivers, mountains, cities, and people. Going even beyond the earth, feel the body of the ancient mother expand into space, becoming the bodies of the stars and the planets and the whirling galaxies that are spread over the universe like a mantle of bright jewels. Held in the womb of this mystery, you feel a powerful force, a holy energy and the breath of life, the soul of the cosmos. Feel your heart beat in rhythm with the rhythm of life itself. Slowly begin to return your awareness to your body. Still seated before the ancient mother in prayer, inhale deeply, taking into every cell of your body, every thought in your mind, her cherishing, nourishing, life-sustaining love. Exhale, letting this energy flow out of you like a river of grace, watering your life and all those you know and care for with a stream of blessings, happiness, and well-being. Now close your meditation, bowing once more before the ancient mother. Rise and exit from her humble little sanctuary, closing the door behind you as you make your way along the path back to the life you left behind. Remember that you carry within your heart a precious secret, faith in the goodness of life, the gift of love, and the divine mother of the world. So come back up into your chair. You know, wasn't that beautiful? I found that, and come on in and feel her and feel that essence. You know, I was thinking there was something that happened 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I have been so hard on myself, and I have had all these beautiful ways that the universe and the Divine Mother has started to help me to heal what I did, and I have been beating myself up and not feeling good about myself. And it was so interesting how the divine will take care of you. I was sitting with my granddaughter, and she has a book about forgiveness. And it's about the little, what were they? Oh, they were little lion cubs. And the little lion cubs were playing together, and the one little lion cub, he's the prince. He's going to become the king of the pride, the lion pride at some point. But he has his 2 friends. And at one point, they're chasing a caterpillar or something, and they climb up in a tree, and the one little lion hits him, and they fall down to the ground, and the little lion says, "I can't believe you did that to me. That was so ridiculous. I'll never get a caterpillar like that again. Look what you did." And so the little girl lion says, "But I'm I'm so sorry, please forgive me. No, I'll never forgive you. I'll never forgive you and that you did that to me, because that was just ridiculous and I'm not playing with you anymore. Sound like an adult, okay? So just think about this story. Now it goes on. And as I'm reading this, I'm thinking, how do we not forgive ourselves for things that we do, that we've made a mistake or we had an error, you know? And so the story goes on, and he's playing with the other little lion friend, and they go to the lake. And they're in the lake, and they're trying to grab a fish. So of course the little prince lion gets a fish and says, hang on to that fish for me, I'm gonna get some more. Well, his friend couldn't hang on to the fish, and the fish dropped in the river. And so the little lion said, I can't believe it, that was like the most amazing fish I've ever caught, and you let it go? Oh, I'm so angry with you. And he's got this mean face. And I was thinking, I said to my granddaughter, I go, wow, mean face, huh? And so what happened then, he says, I'm not playing with you anymore. So then he goes and he talks to his dad, the king lion. And his dad says, so what's going on with you? He goes, well, I'm just angry and I'm sad. And I thought, wow, this is so a story for adults. And he finally said to his son, well, you know what? You can forgive or not forgive, but the only one that's hurting is you, because you're all alone and you have nobody to play with. And so he goes back and he says, you know what? You're right. And he goes, well, do you forgive? And he said, yes. Remember when we were hunting and you stepped on a twig and you scared all the birds away? And he goes, oh yeah, you didn't get mad at me, did you, Dad? And so he went back and he made friends and said, I'm so sorry, I forgive you. And he was happy with his little friends again. At the end, they're chasing butterflies again. But what that really spoke to me, here's spirit, and this is what happens for all of us. We have something and we've made a decision. I have a girlfriend, she said, I clearly didn't follow my intuition, and she fell and broke her leg. I mean, broke her entire leg. And she said, I ignored my intuition 3, 4, 5 times. So here she is, totally laid up with a caregiver, and she is having to allow herself to forgive herself for not following her intuition, for breaking her leg. And she said it to me a couple of times, and I said, babe, you know what? It is what it is, and sometimes we just have to accept our decisions and what we've done, and then we make do with all of that. So any time that's why I want to do the meditation, because any time we move through our life, and we're all going to make decisions that we're not happy with, right? And we're all going to make decisions that we need to nurture ourselves like our moms. What would our moms say to us? Would our moms say, hey, you know what, you're all right, and I love you no matter what. I love you unconditionally. And remember how we did stuff when we were kids? Anybody else get in trouble besides me? And my mom would always forgive me, and it was great. And so that's really the message, is about forgiving yourself, allowing yourself to embrace that love within in order to allow you to become more present and to release the separation. We talk about in Science of Mind about separation, and what that means is that we have put a block in our mind into that separation. So Roxy had a great, and I think, yep, here it is. This is from Fenwick Holmes, and he talks about she let go.